in conquest of does, and good morning to distinction people in support of Greta Thunberg, and we won't be crossing any picket lines, etc. I did a video yesterday, qualification being that what we're striking about, the extinction distinction, and the environmental crisis, which I accept there's an environment, and I will keep going through the disturbances that may or may not occur. And George Perkins Marsh said this: "Man has too long forgotten that the earth was given to the right to the fruits belong of language in oral racism, history, and linguistics." Do look at this article and click on the links to what textual about pedagogy of empiricism, and I'll do this part of experience. Physical objects are conceptually imported into the situation as convenient intermediaries, not by definition in terms of experience, but simply as irreducible posits, comparable epistemologically to the gods of. I interject that for my part, I do, qua lay physicist, believe in physical objects and not in Homer's gods, and I consider it to believe otherwise. But in point of epistemological footing, the physical objects and the gods differ only in degree and not in kind. Both sorts of entities enter our concept. Who's a Stoic philosopher on this, or speaks from a supposition. Now, it is not possible he should follow what appears right to you, but what appears so to himself. Therefore, if he judges by appearance, he too is the person deceived. A true position to research. This art is talking about some of the what they call crackpot theories. One man's visualization. He actually being aware of the research and the LaRouche YouTube channel, and what they say about the most. On his website, there are a number of books which you can look at on Google Books. One of them is Dr. Faustus. Klaus is a pioneer of finite element analysis, and he solved the element flow around the theory of flight, and he particularly get into this stuff as you so require. But what I wanted to do was just read the end of the introduction to the book, Dr. Faustus of Modern Physics. The reader will find that the Faust legend is high price, and accordingly the fathers came to suffer much. But the responsibility is not only carried by the fathers, but all of us who confess sort of enlightenment collapsed. Apology, and you say you failed, you get an apology, and you're a scientist. It's the famous people of my generation and the British Jacob. That's the thing there. I'm going to open these windows as we go through, because I'll put the links in yesterday for yesterday's blog and this. So I produced PDF into which I put some, and you can download, which I've got around here, which shows how much carbon dioxide is in the atmosphere and how much of it is controversial. And then this is annotated climate change, we're heading for warmest decade, says record from University of Alabama, Huntsville, and draw your own conclusions as to what you think. This is another blog, which is a dialogue I had with Pippa Bartolotti, an ex-Welsh Green Party. Pippa's a fantastic person. So the big fuss at that time on science was concerned with global cooling. So from the fro, and I go off and do my well, you can read it yourself, and you can see where it'll plant. The allegation, looking at the science Canadian journalist, is actually an eyesight rocket science journal. Other stuff. Well, I'll put the link in the description. You can have a look at that dialogue yourself and see what you think is right. Then we come to
somewhere that would represent all the nitrogen.
Currencies. Criticism. That's what that's called. Then this is the Glassman talk. Again, which my terms of reference based on definition of what constitutes a scientific model and what components need to be in it. That's that again. And then this is the Barbara McKenzie site, which again look at the contrast between the promotion of Syria and with the corporate or alleged corporate hijack of Greta Thunberg's and the CO2. That is a core question with radium. That is a core question regarding downfall. For them that quail to bring men out of ignorance, as I have quailed, when you know in all your technology. But the link will be there if you want to spend some time with it. Having a look at it. This is the full paper. And the feedback amplification here. Right, so just to get back to what we're talking about with modeling, this is the Max MXP platform. On which part you put your bias in window types when designing my parametric Fourier filter, which is supposed to do extreme filtering in frequency domain and 4 times overlap or FFT frames. Why and how does it work? On this page, I want to figure that this sinusoid by window type. Now that combines computer science with mathematics and to distortion of signals. Video, which is absolutely amazing. All precision matters, and it talks about the difference between 32-bit and the really properly is any such thing. That there are questions. It really is an introduction of guitar tone and